In the vast and ancient jungle, where time seemed to slow and every leaf whispered memories of the past, lived a powerful lion. His presence alone commanded silence. He was a king, not just by strength, but by the weight of legend that followed him wherever he walked. The jungle feared and respected him, but few knew the truth. Behind his golden mane and thunderous roar, his soul was burdened by loneliness. Power had given him authority, but it had taken away companionship. And so, each day, he ruled alone. One quiet morning, as the jungle awoke beneath a pale sky, the lion rested under a wide acacia tree near a winding river. He listened to the chorus of birds and the rustling grass, completely unaware that fate was about to shift, arriving in the smallest possible form. A tiny mouse, no larger than a leaf, scurried through the undergrowth, searching for fallen seeds. It was a simple creature, struggling to survive in a world where danger lurked in every shadow. In a moment of careless panic, the mouse stumbled, not onto a root or a stone, but onto the lion's massive paw. It froze in absolute terror. The ground itself seemed to breathe beneath it. The lion, disturbed from his rest, opened his eyes. His first instinct was to strike. No creature dared to touch the king uninvited. But then, something stopped him. Instead of running, the mouse looked up. Its voice trembled, but it did not break. It pleaded, not with excuses, but with raw honesty. It didn't mean any disrespect. It said, it only wished to live. The mouse reminded the great lion that even the smallest life carries meaning. Those words, so simple and true, echoed deep within the lion's heart. They awoke a forgotten part of him, a part that remembered what it felt like to be vulnerable. And so, against every unwritten rule of the jungle, the lion lifted his paw and allowed the mouse to go free. It was an act so simple, yet so powerful, it sent ripples through destiny itself. From that day forward, the mouse returned. It came not out of obligation, but out of gratitude. It would sit near the lion, at a safe distance, and tell him stories. Stories of hidden paths and secret burrows, tales of the quiet struggles of the unseen world. These were stories no one had ever thought worth sharing with a king. Slowly, the lion began to listen. He found an unexpected comfort in the mouse's presence. He was beginning to realize that strength didn't always need to roar. Sometimes, it could just sit quietly and learn. Over weeks and months, a most unlikely friendship began to form. It wasn't built on fear or hierarchy, but on something far stronger, trust. The lion offered his protection, and in return, the mouse offered its companionship. It reminded the king that even he needed someone who saw him not as a ruler, but simply as a living being. The rest of the jungle watched in silent confusion. The mighty lion, allowing a creature so small, so insignificant, to walk beside him. It was a sight that defied all logic. Then one fateful day, the familiar scent of the jungle was tainted by something new, something sharp and cold. The scent of humans filled the air, and with them came steel traps, laid without mercy. The lion, despite all his power, his legendary strength, was caught. A massive net, designed to break kings, fell over him. No matter how hard he struggled, the ropes only tightened. His roar echoed through the forest, but this time, it was not a declaration of power. It was a desperate call for help. It was a sound that carried fear, regret, and the terrifying realization that strength alone could fail. The jungle fell silent, believing their king was lost forever. But then, a small figure emerged from the shadows. It was the mouse. Hearing the roar that had once protected it, it now answered the call without a moment's hesitation. Fear coursed through its tiny body, but it remembered the day mercy was given freely, when it shouldn't have been. With unshakable resolve, the little mouse climbed the net. Its teeth, meant for seeds and crumbs, now went to work on the thick ropes of the cage. It bit through rope after rope, working tirelessly as the lion watched in disbelief. Hope, a feeling he had nearly forgotten, slowly returned with every snapped strand. At last, the final rope gave way. The net collapsed, and the lion was free. He stood, not as a ruler restored to his throne, but as a soul humbled by a profound truth. He lowered his great head to the mouse, acknowledging a law deeper than any rule of the jungle, that greatness is not measured by size or strength, but by loyalty, courage, and compassion. From that moment on, the jungle changed forever. The lion no longer ruled alone, and the mouse was no longer unseen. Together, they became a living lesson, a story whispered through the trees. They taught every creature that kindness creates bonds stronger than any fear, that friendship can exist where difference seems impossible, and that sometimes, the smallest voice can save the greatest life. Their story became a timeless reminder, echoing through the ages, that no act of mercy is ever wasted, and no heart is too small to change the destiny of a king. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the heart of the wild.